Hey everyone, and welcome to a NASCAR video. Yeah, that's right. It's been a long time since I've done a NASCAR video, and that is not intentional. It's just there's other things going on. Hockey is more important to me. It's my favorite sport, so I don't have a lot of time to kind of cut back to NASCAR and do some videos. But I know there's people who are subscribed to this video who specifically just want NASCAR videos, and I apologize that it's taken so long. And speaking of that, there's actually been a lot of requests recently for some NASCAR videos, so I thought I'd take the opportunity and look at the recent Daytona 500 paint jobs for all the cars. Now, I saw some conflicting information about how many cars were actually in this race. Some of them said like 48, 49. I don't know if that was qualifications or something like that, but then others had 43, and some had less than 43. So the majority of the information I could find had 43 cars. So I chose the 43 cars. I've got 43 images here. I'm going to try and not make this a long video. I'm going to jump right into this and just kind of do it as quickly as possible because there are a lot of cars to go through. So I apologize in advance if your favorite driver comes up and I'm not saying a lot of stuff about the paint job. Some of them, there's just not a lot of stuff to say. So let's get going. Start off with number 43 here. And at 43, from 43rd position, I have the 27 car. And I'm not a huge NASCAR fan, so I have absolutely no idea who drives all these cars. I'm just looking at the paint jobs. This is not an educational video. This is just a reactionary, conversational style video. If you want to educate or leave an educational comment down below, feel free to, but I'm just telling you now, this is not an educational video on purpose. All right, let's go. So in 43rd position, like I said, is the 27 car. This car's just blue. I mean, I like that shade of blue. It's nice. It's just blue. In 42nd position, I have the 52 car. It's not a terrible design. It's just there's not really any advertising on it, which is great. I actually quite like that, but it doesn't have a theme. It doesn't really have a feel. I can't really relate to it that much, so I don't know. And in 41, I have the 54 car. It's just black, so that's kind of boring, but at least like the wheels are red, so you kind of get a little bit of a contrast because the stroke around the number is also red, so sometimes that jet black kind of does look okay. In 40th position of the 38 car, I don't know, it's just a little boring. So it's not a straight color. You have multiple colors here. I like that the hood kind of comes up and it almost looks like horns, I guess, or something on the front of the hood. That's kind of cool. Otherwise, it's a little boring. In 39th position, I have the number 2 car. Again, it's just kind of one of those generic paint jobs that aren't really doing much for me. I like the black and the red stroke. And I don't really like the majority of it being white of the car, but I don't know. It's just a little boring. Number 10, number 38, I have the 10 car. I don't mind the paint job here, the design, or the kind of like the tearaway along the side, but I hate the secondary color or the tertiary color, the almost kind of like dirty gold or brown or something of the number. I'm just not a fan of that. In 37th, I have the 21 car. Again, just kind of a generic paint job here. Nothing special whatsoever. 36th position, I have the 62 car. So, we're getting a little bit of creativity here. The back half, or the majority of the car, the back half of the car is black. The front and the hood is white. That's okay. And you can kind of get some design with the stroke along the bottom front of the vehicle that kind of comes up and wraps around the side in front of the number up into the windshield. So it's not too bad, but again, not really great. In 35th, I have the 17 car. I like that blue. Black looks good, but I don't think that shade of blue looks that great with the black. They kind of blend into one another along the side of the car. It's not terrible. It's just not great. In 34th position of the 32 car. Again, it's just kind of a split car with 2 colors. Nothing fancy. In 33rd position of the 34 car, and I think a lot of people would maybe have this one a little bit higher. I don't know. It's a little bit too yellow for me. And I don't think the red really contrasts with the yellow that much. In 32nd position, I have the 00 car. It's kind of cool that the numbers are inverted as far as color a little bit, where you have just white and red on the blue, but on the white you have blue and red. So that's kind of cool, I guess. I think the hood really throws it off. The orange in the front of the hood doesn't match any of the rest of the car, so that's kind of a poopy. In 31st position, I have the 42 car. I like this is mostly blue, which is obviously a negative based on what I said in the previous cars, but I like the striping and the design on the side of the car. I think if that was maybe a different color, or if the rest of the car was a different color, I think this would be a lot higher on my list. In 30th position, I have a 77 car. It's pretty unique, but there's a lot of colors going on. We have a bit more of of like a river or ocean blue on the top, and then you've got more of a sky blue on the side, and a kind of a desaturated teal on the back, but more of a like, and there's a lime green stripe that goes through that, but then on the side down below you've got like a gold or a yellow, and then below that you've got some red in the front and stuff. So there's just a lot of colors going on. I think it's a little bit overdone. Like just almost just choose a color combination and just go with it. In 29th position, I have the 49 car. Not a bad design. I quite like when the color on the front kind of rips away, kind of coming back, and you see that here a little bit. You know, we have a really, at least on my screen, it's a really desaturated sky blue stripe that kind of goes through the edge of the blue and also along the bottom on the side. It's not bad. I maybe a little bit more saturation in that blue might have bumped it up this list. In 28th position of the 36 car, again, a fairly generic design, but you have some texture along the side in the white. It almost looks like blocks or something. It's not too bad. I like the color difference between the numbers with the white number on the top and the kind of brighter blue on the side. I like that. In 27th position is a number 3 car, the Bass Pro Shops car. And I mean, I've watched NASCAR enough to know that basically every Bass Pro Shops car looks very similar to this. So there's not really a lot of newness here. I do like that on the side where the 3 is, it's not on top of a stripe. They've actually dug down and then over and then dug back up. I kind of like that. That's different. In 26th position, I have the 1 car. And again, this is just a jet black car, but you've got the contrast of the lime green of the Monster logo. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, there's all kinds of things you could do with this, with color combination stuff, but I just like the simplicity of this. Sometimes simplicity works, sometimes it doesn't, and I do think it works here. In 25th position, I have the 37 car, and it's not too bad. The colors look okay together. It's kind of like a rusty gold or something color, or a beige, a deep, or a really saturated beige with the blue. I think that actually looks quite well, and you get some interesting striping and stuff along the side of the car. Not a huge fan of that big white thing, that big white oval or big white circle on the hood that's containing the sponsor. I would have liked to see that the same color as the rest of the hood, which is the blue kind of circle things. But I understand why, because you wouldn't see the logo on the front. But anyway. In 24th position, I have the 15 car. I get very like classic 90s vibes from this, and I'm not sure if it's just that really generic stripe that goes through, or if it's the colors. I think it's mostly the colors. You kind of get this faded lime green with that bright blue. It doesn't look too bad, even though the majority of the car is white. It looks okay. In 23rd position, I have the 13 car. I think those colors work well together, that color of green with the blue, and the white looks good as well. I've kind of seen it. I feel like I've seen it before, so whatever. But I like the gecko on the front. In 22nd position, I have the 66 car. Kind of a unique color here. I wouldn't really say it's yellow, but I wouldn't know if I'd say it's gold either. It's more gold than yellow, I think, but it does look good with the black, I think, on this car. I like almost a grungy rip kind of going or separating those colors along the side. I think that looks good. And then in the back, you've got the white, which complements the black too. So, yeah, good job. In 21st position, I have the 96 car, and the majority of this is black. But I really like the tires, or the coming around the tires. That kind of swoop that kind of comes around. It gives you a feel of motion, or like it's on fire, and the flames are kind of shooting back. So I like that side profile of the car. I'm not a big fan of the hood though, or the front of the car in general. In 20th position, I have the 47 Kroger car. So I mean, the back is kind of interesting. It's like it came out of the factory with a generic like Kroger branding or kind of wrapping paper, and then it's kind of cut away a little bit. That's an interesting take, and the front is more modernized with an actual design, so it's unique for sure. In 19th, I have the 6 car, and yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, you get the black in the middle, which separates the blue and the white. I don't want to say it's unique, but it's different, and you kind of get that triangle thing on the hood, which is cool. In 18th position, I have the Cat number 8 car. Again, kind of a rusty goldish kind of color. And I like the carbon fiber texture that creates the gradient from that colored into the black at the back. That looks quite good. I don't understand the red 8 though. There's no red anywhere else on the vehicle, so I don't know if there's certain, if the red number symbolizes a certain thing. Maybe it does. Again, this is not an educational video, but just for me, the red doesn't match. And number 17 is the 12 car, and strictly just because this is this is bold. These are bold colors. A really bright green with a really bright blue, just in your face, and look at me kind of cars. So I like that. Number 16, I have the 16 car. We've got some like almost like tiger stripes a little bit, and not bad. I maybe would have chosen a different color, but if that's the color they had to use, it's still kind of a cool design. So very unique. Number 15, I have the 11 FedEx car. I love these colors together. I love the FedEx colors, the purple or violet, whatever you want to call that, with the orange. They really, I think they complement each other very well, and the white as well works. The car's a little bit too white for me, but still, I really like it. In 14th position, I have the 95 car. There's a lot of things going on here. We've got some black, but we've got some orange and some white, and it's kind of, so we've got a lot of almost 90-degree angles happening on the side that's making the swoosh in the back. I think it's a pretty unique design, and it looks really good. And number 13, another Bass Pro Shops car, the 19 car. I like this obviously more than the previous Bass Pro Shops car because it's right tire, but there's just more going on. I like the subtleness of the little red stripe that goes through the front of the car, like kind of underneath the logo, and flows into the other side of the car and goes into the red. I like that, or orange, or I don't know if that's red or orange. It's maybe in between. Number 12, I have the 14 car, and I don't know. There's just something about this car a little bit. I think it's the logo on the front with the big red like truck centers. It kind of matches the number on the side, the number on the top. I like the fact that the back of the car is all black. The yellow lettering on the tires match the rest of it. Everything just kind of works for this one for me. Number 11, I have the 88 car. This is when I watched NASCAR. Mark Martin was driving the number 6 Valvoline, I think it was, and they used a very similar paint job to this. So basically, just on nostalgia reasons alone, I have this one ranked quite high, and the colors do look pretty good together. Number 10, I have the 41 car. I don't know if that's, it kind of looks like puzzle pieces or like Tetris or something, but it also kind of looks like this new modern army camo kind of thing. I don't know what the hell it is, but regardless, I really like it. So thumbs up for that. Number 9, I have the 18 car, and this is the most probably recognizable car in this entire race. It's the M&M car. The paint job hasn't changed maybe ever, and for good reason. It looks awesome. It's just I know what M&Ms are. They're a different color. It's just, you can see it from a mile away. It looks great. Maybe it might be getting a little long in the tooth, but I really like it. Number 8, I've got the 48 car, and I mean, this is just a color combination that we don't see a lot in NASCAR. You've got the purple, you've got the pink with the black and kind of checkered, and it's just totally unique. I really like it. I wish the numbers had have been in white, though, to match the rest of the car. In 7th position, I have the 9 car, and these are just colors that I think work really well together. Yellow and blue, and you got some white in there as well. It relates with the actual logo or the company, so, we don't have a logo in here or a company that has green and gray, and then the rest of the car is blue and yellow. Like this actually matches with the branding, which I really like. Number 6, I've got the 51 car, and again, we just have a really bold design here, and we have subtle gradients, and we have textured gradients along the side. We got some splash of green in there, but all the colors kind of work, in my opinion. Maybe not the yellow. If I could remove any color from this, it would be the yellow of the Goodyear around the tire and on the tire itself. But otherwise, I really like this color combination. I like this design. It's super unique. Number 5, I've got the Dewalt 20 car. And I don't think that the Dewalt car has really changed its design a lot over the years. This looks very familiar, but I think it just works, the yellow and the black, with some subtle changes here and there. I just think that this car always looks really good. Number 4, I've got the 22 car, and again, a kind of a paint job that hasn't really changed. You have the typical, the red and the yellow, which isn't the best color combination. It's got a really McDonald's kind of vibe to it, but I love the fact that they painted the wheels red to match the rest of the car. I think that, it's just something subtle like that kind of makes it stand out from a lot of the other vehicles. Number 3, I've got the 24 car, and again, this is kind of weird for me to see. I'm used to Jeff Gordon driving the DuPont 24 car, so it's a little weird to see a different branding vehicle on the 24, but also kind of see the old school, the flames still here. So I do like the flames. I like the color combination and stuff. So I mean, it's a very nice car. Number 2, I've got the number 4 Busch Light car. I love the chrome feel to this. It's almost like a P-51 Mustang or something. But then you've got these ripping flames that come back from the blue. This is a beautiful paint job. I adore it. And then number 1, speaking of P-51 Mustangs, or maybe A-10 Warthog, this is definitely, obviously, a military vehicle, or an Air Force vehicle, rather. The U.S. Air Force is the sponsor on the hood. You've got that, that what would be the cowl on a plane being painted to this like shark mouth thing. It's just awesome. You've got the rivets of the side of a plane on the car to look like it was a plane. Obviously, it's not built that way. Those are fake rivets and fake lines and panels and stuff. But it's simple. The front is freaking amazing. I love it. This is going to win every day of the week for me. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you feel like you should disagree or something like that, feel free to down below in the comment section. Let me know your full ranking if you'd like, or your top 5 or your bottom 5 or whatever. There's no right or wrong here. This is just a subjective ranking and just something to have fun with. So thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you have an awesome day, and please hit the subscribe button down below for future NASCAR videos. All right, I'll catch you later. Adios.